In this video, I'm talking about 5 reasons why you should move to the Finger Lakes in 2024. Let's get into it. All right, so it's July 2023. Today is July 17th. It is actually my birthday, turned 29 today. But what's more important than that is that you guys, some of you guys watching this channel right now, are likely going to be moving to the Finger Lakes region in 2024. And so what this video is going to be talking about is some of the top 5 reasons why you should move to the Finger Lakes in 2024. There's a few videos that I've recorded recently talking about the negatives of the Finger Lakes in the Rochester areas. Obviously, they're 2 separate areas, but you can find a video on each of them. This video, we're talking about the top 5 reasons why you should. I apologize for interrupting this video, but my name is Anthony. I'm with the American Home Team here at eXp Realty in the Rochester and Finger Lakes region. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified every Tuesday and Thursday that I release a new video. And with that being said, as much as I love making these videos for you on all things Rochester and Finger Lakes living, I would love even more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number and that email, it's popping up on the bottom of your screen. I am the guy that answers those texts, emails, and phone calls. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. But let's get back to the video. First reason why you should move to the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York is affordable housing. Yes, I know. Affordable housing in the Finger Lakes region, despite what a lot of the people in the comments will say, though, a lot of those people, I'm going to be honest with you, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. In the Rochester and the Finger Lakes region, housing is so much more affordable than the rest of the country. A majority of the rest of the country, I will say. And that's just the fact. That's backed up by statistics. If you go on niche.com, if you go on neighborhoodscout.com, if you look at all of these data websites, they're all data driven by the US Consensus. And it shows that this area is significantly less expensive to live in than a majority of the rest of the country. Your housing prices are just so much more affordable. Guys, we're looking at a median price point of somewhere between $215,000 to $260,000. Like, there are plenty of places throughout the United States that have median price points of like $450,000 to $600,000. It's absolutely insane what some of these people across the country are paying just for a normal median house, like your average house, right? In this area, you can get a 3-bed, 2-bath for roughly you can get it for $150,000. You can get it for $200,000. You can get a nice one likely that needs no work to it, besides maybe some cosmetic touch-ups and stuff. For about $250,000, that is like nice, right? You're talking granite or quartz countertops. You're talking, some higher end finishes. Now, you get a little bit cheaper than that, you're probably going to have to do a little bit more work. Obviously, the cheaper you get, the more left on that scale that you get. You're going to have to do more and more work. And, I wouldn't say you're talking a full fixer-upper until you get to about maybe $100,000 and less, maybe $130,000 and less, but like $150,000, you can get a nice 3-bed, 1-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath home for, $130,000. You just might have outdated countertops, maybe an outdated vanity, something like that. The room size is maybe a little bit smaller. You may not have as much square feet, right? But it's very affordable here. Very affordable. The thing that a lot of people complain about in this area is taxes. You got property taxes, but it's not that bad compared to some other places throughout the country. Now, New York State will hit you with other taxes, income tax and some other things. So New York State as a whole, as far as taxes go, it's not the best. But cost of living in New York State, everything else is so much cheaper than the rest of the country as well. I lived in Hawaii for some years. I lived in San Diego for some years. Like, there are places throughout the country, majority of places throughout the country that are so much more expensive. Probably likely wherever you're coming from is going to be more expensive than the Finger Lakes and Rochester regions. I can almost guarantee you that. next point I wanted to mention about why you should move to the Finger Lakes region in 2024 is the variety of homes that you can buy here. Now, look, I'm not just talking about residential single-family dwellings. Like, I'm also talking about investment properties, right? Duplex, triplex, quadplex, fiveplex, you know, these kind of things as well. But then also your single family dwellings, the things that a majority of you guys who call me on this channel are looking for. You're looking for a house for your family, or maybe for you because you're relocating for work or something like that. So there are tons of different styles of homes. We've had people call us who want a Victorian home, like one of the old historic with the castle looking thing, you know, like the Cinderella story kind of thing, or modern, like a contemporary or a transitional style home where it reminds you of like somewhere out west, like California, or maybe down south where you're not really getting the snow, the flatter roofs, the different types of shingles and whatnot. Like, we have it all here. Now, those aren't that abundant, to be honest with you. They're not very abundant at all, but my chiropractor has a contemporary house that looks like it belongs in California, but he's got it. There are builders that can build them, and they build them very well. So there's all sorts of different properties that you can find here. Basements, no basements. There's barn dominiums out here, and if you haven't looked into barn dominiums are awesome. They're very cool. They're like fully customized because the weight of the structure is on the outside. So that's all the support is on the outside. So anything inside of that structure, you can do, it's free game. You can do whatever you want. So that's what makes barn dominiums really cool. It's just fully customizable. But then, everything to tiny homes as well, to lakefront cottages, to big mansions and lakefront mansions. Like, literally whatever you're looking for, we have it here in the Finger Lakes region, and there's an abundance of all of it. So definitely come check it out. Like, it's, we have no shortage of what you might be looking for. City lots, town, country lots, like anything from acres to 0.2 acres, right? Like very small lots to huge lots. So we have everything that you could be looking for. And, as far as I'm concerned, if I want variety, if I want all my options in front of me, the Finger Lakes region is where you need to come because we have it here. All right, the next thing that I think is super important to talk about is opportunities here, right? So now I'm not just talking about opportunities for your kids or whatever. I'm talking about opportunities for you as a home buyer. If you say you want to come here and you want to buy a single family home for you and your family to rest your head at night after work or whatever, you buy that nice home, right? That's not the only opportunity you have here. You can buy Airbnbs. We are a huge travel location. A lot of people come here for the vineyards and the wineries and even the changing of the color of the leaves and all this kind of stuff that makes this a huge tourist attraction here. So people are buying houses, cottages on the lakes and whatnot for Airbnbs and for other short-term rentals. Not only that, but you can also buy a duplex, triplex, fiveplex, or commercial properties, and investments are abundant here as well. So there's all sorts of cool things that you can get into. You can also invest in tiny homes. We know some people doing that. They're buying a piece of land and they're putting tiny homes on it, and then they're making those Airbnbs or VRBOs or whatever. Like, super cool opportunity here that maybe other states or jurisdictions don't necessarily allow or have. You can get that here, right here in the Finger Lakes. It's pretty amazing. The next thing that I wanted to bring up that I think is super, super, super important, and this kind of comes off the coattails of the point number one that I made with affordability, is that here in the Finger Lakes region, we have a very stable market for homes and home prices. Specifically talking about home prices being that they aren't going down, and they haven't gone down in a long time. Whereas in many places throughout the rest of the country, we're experiencing a lot of homeowners who are seeing a rapidly decreasing amount of equity in their home. They are losing value in their home just because of whatever the market's doing, right? They're in these bigger markets, say, I don't know, Denver or the San Francisco Bay Area, or I don't know, somewhere in Texas or something like that. Like some of these larger markets, they're decreasing in equity, decreasing in home value, and it's not very good for if you say you have to relocate for work and you got to go sell your home. You can't lose money on that, but a lot of these people are. They're losing money on the houses that they just bought recently. Whereas here in the Finger Lakes, if you buy a house today, you can sell that house in a year from now for probably close to $100,000 more, with very minimal work needed to be done to that house. I did it myself. We renovated a house for $100,000, put in $70,000, and we made close to $100,000 on a sale 1 year later. Like, granted, we flipped that house, but you're gaining equity here, and there's no end in the foreseeable future. There's just not. It's so stable here that the likelihood of your equity decreasing after buying a home here is slim to none. I'm not going to say it's never going to happen, but it's slim to none. And we don't see really any buyers in short sales right now. There's very few foreclosures. Like, just equity just continues going up. And so if you're moving here, you're relocating here, and you're looking to buy a home, you can feel comfortable and confident knowing that you're in a secure investment, and that should something else happen where maybe say your job wants you to move again for whatever reason, you're in a good position because you can up and sell that house probably for more money, and a lot more money too. All right, and last but not least, the last reason that you should be moving to the Finger Lakes, or I guess one of the many reasons, but the last one for this video, is all the amenities and the sense of community that we experience here in the Finger Lakes and have access to in the Finger Lakes. You can't drive probably, we'll say 2 or 3 miles without getting a grocery store or seeing a grocery store, and a good one too. A lot of people are concerned about, okay, where do I get my groceries at? Where do I go shopping at? Where do I do this? Where do I do that? Well, in the Finger Lakes region, everything is very close. I'm going to say most places are very close. You have a Wegmans in many areas, and Wegmans is the big shopping center for groceries, but even beyond that, it's got a little restaurant. They play music out there, and it's more than a grocery store, and people rave about it in this area. But there's a Wegmans, every couple miles, it seems like. And there's a Tops Friendly Market. There's Aldi, there's Walmarts, there's Lowe's, there's all sorts of restaurants not restaurants, but all sorts of stores in general. Whatever you're going to need is going to be nearby somewhere. It's going to be within 10 or 15 miles, so it's going to be close by. The biggest thing that people say when they move here is just that, wow, everything is within a 20-minute drive. Literally everything is within a 20-minute drive. And it's true. It's pretty crazy that literally everything is within a 20-minute drive. It just saves you so much time and energy when you can just drive 10 minutes to the store and 10 minutes back. It doesn't have to be an all-day excursion like some other places throughout the country, whether that be for traffic or just for lack of access or whatever, right? Traffic isn't bad here, and access is easy here. So it's just amazing that we have so many amenities nearby. And so Buffalo has been coined the city of friendly neighbors, and Rochester is like a 2.0, and I would say the Finger Lakes is like a 2.1, right? The area of friendly neighbors 2.1, right? Where everybody's friendly. Everyone's live and let live. Like you enjoy your life, I enjoy mine. Let's be friends. We can get along even if we disagree type thing. And, you know, people really band together for a better cause here. And it is definitely reassuring knowing that you don't have to walk outside and be treated poorly, right? The guy, you know, walking across the street from you is not going to be an asshole to you. Like, most of the time that is the case. In this area, mostly everybody is pretty friendly. So, you know, I enjoy walking through the stores because everybody is going to smile and greet you. I've been to many places in other states where that is not the case, where people don't greet you. I had a really nice family from Sarasota, Florida move in here, and we were looking for homes, and they said, you know, one of the best things about this area, we've only been here for a week, and what we've noticed is that everybody walks by and greets each other. And it's like, yeah, it's almost like what you would picture like a small southern town where everyone knows each other. And everyone's like super polite with that southern charm. It's kind of like here. The Finger Lakes is not, I mean, obviously we're not southern, we're very northern, but it's very much like that. You know, people just greet each other and are friendly to each other. And I think everybody knows that everyone has their own things going on, and just treat people with kindness and go about your day, right? And treat everyone how you want to be treated. And I think that's the most important thing in this area, is just treating people with kindness and respect. And I think it goes a long way. And new people who are new to this area definitely see it, and they definitely they can vibe with it. And so it's definitely a cool experience. It's cool to see people moving to the area and they recognize this kind of thing. It makes you kind of proud of where you come from. So yeah, there it is. The 5 reasons why you should move to the Finger Lakes in 2024. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified every Tuesday and Thursday that I release a new video. And as much as I love making these videos for you on all things Rochester and Finger Lakes living, I would love even more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number and that email, it's popping up on the bottom of your screen. I am the guy that answers those texts, emails, and phone calls. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days. It's never too soon to reach out and get some help in your journey from wherever you're coming from. And until the next video, guys, see ya.